jail ahead of his trial for his alleged role in a stadium massacre. 13 co-accused will also be detained until the end of the trial, which starts today. An international commission found that 156 people were killed and thousands injured during the opposition protests. More than 100 women were raped, and witnesses said the security forces blocked the stadium and shot people or killed them with knives. Mr. Kamara denies the allegations. Moving on, Burkina Faso's government says 11 soldiers were found dead at around 50 civilians are missing following a suspected jihadist attack on a convoy. 28 other people, including 20 soldiers, were wounded in the Mandi attack, and a search for the missing people is ongoing. The vehicles which were escorted by a military patrol have been taking supplies to residents in the north of the country. The ambush followed an attack on another army-supported convoy on Sunday that wounded 4 people. Burkina Faso's military government took power in a coup last January, promising to end an Islamist insurgency which had killed thousands of people and displaced 2 more millions since 2015. Moving on, Cuba is completely without power after Hurricane Ian pummeled the western end of the island, and its government announced the incident. The electrical system is experiencing total collapse, according to officials, after one of the main power plants could not be brought back online. 2 people were reported dead and buildings were damaged nationwide. The Category 3 hurricane, packing wind speeds of up to 195 kilometers, is now bearing down onto Florida. On Cuban state television yesterday, the head of the Electrical Energy Authority announced that an island-wide blackout had occurred as a result of the national electrical system's breakdown, leaving 11 million people in the dark. And over to Europe, Ukraine's progress in the southern regions of Kherson and Zaporizhia has been far more limited than its success in the northeast. Frontline positions come under regular fire as both Russia and Ukraine attempt to push forward. An old Soviet self-propelled howitzer called Vozika Orkanation is rolled out in an open field and put into position. Its barrel tilts up according to a commander who orders fire. The gunners hastily move away after the last shot, acting quickly. Although the advancement of Ukrainian forces in the south is very slow, their artillery units remain busy. A commander of the gunners explains that Russians target his infantry and they respond in order to silence them. And in the world of economics, the International Monetary Fund has openly criticized the UK government over its plan for tax cuts, warning that the measures are likely to fuel the cost of living crisis. In an unusually spoken statement, the IMF, which is the International Monetary Fund, said the proposal was likely to increase inequality and add to pressures pushing up the prices. Markets have already raised an alarm over the plans, sending the pound plunging. The government says the measures will kickstart economic growth. This morning, the sterling fell by 0.7% to 1.06 after the IMF raised its concerns. It comes after the currency hit a record low of around $1.03 on Monday. And in the Middle East, at least 76 people have been killed by Iranian security forces during 11 days of unrest sparked by the death of a woman in custody, according to activists. Iran Human Rights IHR, a Norway-based organization, accused authorities of using disproportionate force and live ammunition to suppress the dissident. State media has put the number of the dead at 41, including several security personnel, and blamed the rioters. Hundreds of people have also been arrested, 20 of them journalists. And in Asia, China's yuan has hit a fresh record lows against the surging US dollar. The internationally traded yuan fell to its lowest level since data first became available in 2011. China's domestic currency also reached its weakest point since the 2008 global financial crisis. It comes as the dollar continues to rise in value against other major currencies after the United States Central Bank increased interest rates again earlier this month. Meanwhile, today major stock market indexes across Asia fell sharply. Japan's benchmark Nikkei index closed 1.5% lower, while the Kospi in South Korea ended the day down by 2.4%. Hong Kong's Hang Seng was 2.8% lower. China's central bank has been trying to slow the yuan slide by making it more expensive to bet against the currency. The People's Bank of China also cut how much foreign currency banks have to hold. Many investors see the dollar as a safe place to put their money in times of trouble. This has helped to drive up its value against other currencies, including the British pound, which hit an all-time low against the dollar on Monday. Well, that brings us to the end of this afternoon's news in brief. Thank you for watching Channel 44. I remind you of the Karamoja cry. We are sending food relief to the people of Karamoja. Trucks have already left, 8 of them in number, filled with food, filled with tractors, filled with aid that is going to help them get on a permanent solution to the situation in Karamoja. Please join us once again as we offer more aid to the people of Karamoja. God will tremendously bless you. Pastor Jessica Kayanja is coming on with the Marriage Now program. Please stay tuned as she continues to enlighten us on the glory of God and how we need the glory of God in our day-to-day lives. God bless you. Enjoy your afternoon.